Welcome back to Crochet and Stella. I am Stella, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful, to recycle this honey container and make this beautiful sock monkey face on it. And then maybe in my next video I can show you how to make this minion, which is very nice. This one I recycled with a soda bottle, the plastic ones. I will show you how to do that, but today I want us to make this. This is so easy to make and beginner friendly. So guys, for this project we are going to require a tin. This used to hold honey and it's 500 grams, so it's not very big. So we are going to recycle this. Your scissors. This is a 3.25 crochet hook. I'm going to use pink. This is worsted chunky yarn in 3 different colors, because I'm going to use the white one for the muzzle and pink, and this for the bodies, and then you will see how it comes out. So to start off guys, we are going to start from the base, and we're going to crochet a circle that fits the base of our container. So I'm going to use this as my stitch marker. So if you don't have a stitch marker, don't worry, just cut a different color yarn and then use that as the stitch marker. So we're going to do a magic ring. And we are going to do 8 single crochets, 8 single crochets into the magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we're going to pull that to close like that. So put our stitch marker so that we can know the end and the beginning of our circle. So next, on our second row, we are going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch all round for a total of 16 single crochets. So we are going to do 1 and 2 in the same stitch all round for a total of 16 single crochets. So we are going to do increases. Okay, so I'm going to move my stitch marker on this other side. So on the next stitch on the next row we are going to do 1 increase and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch all round. So for my first stitch I'm going to increase, and then the next I'm going to do 1 single crochet there, next increase, next 1 single crochet, next increase, all round. So our 1 single crochet in the last stitch, and then you're going to move the stitch marker just like that. Okay, next row we are going to do 2 single crochets, increase in the next, 2 single crochets, increase in the next, all round. So for me to achieve a really nice circle, I am going to alternate where I put my increase. For example, in the previous row I put an increase at the beginning of the first single crochet. So on this row I am going to put 2 single crochets on top of the increases that I did, so that I alternate, so that I'll have a nice circle. So on the third row I'm going to start with 2 single crochets, and then I increase in the next, and then 2 single crochets, 1, 2, increase in the next, all round. So you're going to see that my circle is going to be very nicely done. Increase in the next, okay, 1 and 2, increase in the next, 1 and 2. So I'm going to do that all round, and then increase in the next, 1, 2, increase in the next, increase in the last. Okay, move your stitch marker. Okay, so next row we are going to increase after 3 single crochets. So what I do for this row, so that I'll still have the nice round, I'm going to do 1 single crochet to begin with. I increase in the next, so that I'll not have all my increases on the same stitch. So 1 single crochet, increase, and then 3 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and then I increase in the next, and then 3 single crochets, and then I increase in the next, like that, until I get to the last 2, where I'm going to end with 2 single crochets. Just 2 single crochets plus this one makes them 3. So we're going to do that, and you will see just what I mean by a very nice circle. And 3, increase, 1, 2, and 3, increase. We should, by this time, we should be having 2 single crochets remaining, so just go ahead and do 2 single crochets, plus the first one that we did at the beginning makes them 3. Look at that circle. Very nice circle. So if you're having a different size of container, because I don't know what type you're using or the size of the base that you're using, so what you do is you will continue to crochet until when you put your circle like that on the base of your container, it fits like that, like mine is now. Okay, so I'll go ahead and continue to crochet the top. Yes, and that's what I want to show you. So for our next row, up to this point, we are going to measure up to this point. We are going to do just rows of single crochets only. Rows of single crochets only. Remember, you measure your base of your container so that you can make the base to be the same size as your container so that it fits. When you insert it, it fits. I want us to do the single crochets at the back of our back loop of our single crochet. So on the back loop, so we have the 2 loops, 2. That is how we normally crochet. So we are going to do on this loop here. So just a row of single crochets only on the back loop of the previous stitches, like that, on the back loops only. This is the back loop. Single crochets all round, like that. Just a row of single crochets. So I'm going to do mine off camera, and then I'll meet you once I'm done, once I'm here, so that I can show you what to do next. So I'm at the end of that row of single crochets on the back loop. Just look at how it is and how nice our circle is. So I'm going to put a stitch marker like that. Next row is a row of single crochets on both loops only, and subsequent rows is the same thing. So we are going to do just basically rows of single crochets and measure up to the length of like 3/4 of your container, because it doesn't really matter how many you make, plus it will also depend with the size of your container. So just do them like up to like 3/4 of your container, and then I'll show you how to change the color so that you can do the rest. So I'm going to do single crochets up to here only on both loops, just rows of single crochets only. And then I'll meet you after all the rows of single crochets, and then we will proceed from there. So guys, I think I am at the point where I want to change my yarn. There. Look at how my stitch marker is. So once you are done, you're just going to pull the stitch marker out. So on the very last stitch, you're not going to yarn through these 2 loops. You're going to attach your other color. I'm going to use pink. And I'm going to put my stitch marker. I'm going to do single crochets on both loops. I'm going over both of these loops because I don't need the gray loop anymore, so that I don't have to sew in the remaining ones. So single crochets for this row for using color pink. I'm going to do this for the next 2 rows, just single crochets only all round for 2 rows using color pink. So I can cut off the gray. Yeah, and then we proceed with single crochets for 2 rows. So we're going to repeat that for 2 rows, and then I'll meet you once I've done 2 rows of single crochets with color pink. So I have done 2 rows of single crochets only using color pink, and then I'll pick up my white yarn and attach it. Do not get rid of the pink yarn yet because you're going to use it again. Put my stitch marker, and then we're going to do 3 rows of single crochets only with color white. So 3 rows of single crochet all round. So I'm going to do my 3 rows of single crochet with color white, and then I'll meet you after the 3 rows, and then I'll show you what we will do next. Remember, do not cut off the pink yarn yet. Yes, look at how my stitch marker is. Beginners, this is the best to use, especially if you're doing your crocheting in rounds. The best, this is the best. Trust me, you will love this. So I am at the end of 3 rows with color white, and I'm going to pick up the pink. Remember the pink that I told you, don't get rid of it. So I'm going to pick up my pink. Here it is. I'm going to put down my 3.25 crochet hook and pick a smaller hook size. I don't think this is a 1.5, but it's small. I think this must be like a 2.5. So I'm going to pick that up, pick my container, set it. The reason why I am doing this is because you see this part is smaller than the rest, and I did not want to do a row of decreases, but if I use a smaller size hook, it's going to be all tight and nice at the top. So, and then I'm going to do my crocheting when this is already inserted, because once I close this part, it's going to be so tight, I won't be able to have my container inside here. All right, so I'm going to proceed with my pink yarn and do rows of single crochets up to the end. Don't forget your stitch marker. I'm going to crochet it a little bit tight so that it tightens up nicely. If your container does not have the narrow part, you can just proceed with your crochet hook that you were using before. So for me, I'm going to use this to crochet for the rest of the rows, maybe like how many rows, maybe 4 or 5 rows with the smaller hook, and then I'm going to meet you at the end so that we can do the edging. So I have done my it only fitted 3 rows, so do you up to the end for your container, so you don't even need the stitch marker anymore, because now we are done. Now to do the edging, I'm going to slip stitch on the next stitch. Now to do that, once I have slip stitched, I'm going to do yarn over and pull through one, like a chain, like that. I'm going to go to the next stitch. I'm going to do a slip stitch like that, and then I go and chain 1, go to the next stitch, slip stitch, next chain 1, next stitch, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch to the next stitch, chain 1, slip stitch like that, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. Gives such a nice edging. So I'm going to repeat that all around up to here, and then I will meet you so that we can do the ears together. So I am at the end of my edging, and I'll slip stitch on the first chain that we did and cut off my yarn. So that is how it looks like. Very nice. We will hide that yarn later. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my stitch marker. I remove my stitch marker. I'm going to use this when I'm making the ears. And next thing we are going to do is we are going to make to pick up our main color In this case, my main color is the gray to make the ears. Let's remove the stitch marker. There you go. See?